So I get messages from you guys quite frequently about what is going wrong with your manifesting practice. And one of the most common things that I get from you guys is, I'm trying my best, I believe in manifestation, but it still isn't working. And there's a whole bunch of different messages that kind of all say the same thing. And today we are going to talk about them, because the truth is, it is your thought self-sabotage that's getting in the way. And I'm going to talk all about that in the video. So keep watching. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a spiritual life and business coach. You have found my YouTube channel. This is where I create 2 new videos for you guys every week, all about combining personal development and spirituality together so you can expand your consciousness and live your true purpose. My passion is to help people achieve their dreams through using mindset work and a touch of magic. And if you're interested in learning more about my coaching packages, I'm going to leave a link for that in the description box below. Meanwhile, if you want to keep up with me here on YouTube and stay informed of all my latest videos, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So like I said at the top of the video, I frequently get questions from you people that watch my channel or that follow me on Instagram, and I get questions about manifesting all the time. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten something that is very similar to this. It's like, hi there, I'm really into manifesting. I really love what you do. I'm really trying to think positive, but everything keeps going wrong. Nothing goes my way. I have the worst luck ever. I just don't think I can manifest, etc., 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 etc. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, maybe you already know what I'm going to say. But the truth is that the real key to the problem is lying right there in the message. So I thought I would do a video today to talk about this so that maybe you can start to recognize this in case it is happening in your life as well. So what I'm really talking about today is thought self-sabotage, or the way we can kind of think our ways into hidden negativity without even realizing that we're doing it. So I think that's the biggest takeaway that I want you to realize, is that when I get these messages from people, these are not people that think that they're being negative. These are people that think they're being very positive, but that really still believe in the story that they have bad luck, that manifesting doesn't work, that things just always go wrong for them, or whatever the story might happen to be. So like I said, the proof of why this is happening is already there in the letter. And the funny thing is that when people write this to me, they have no idea what they're doing. Like I said, they really believe in this. They really believe that they're being positive, but that the world is just negative and working against them. So if this applies to you, my friend, please know that you're not alone. And please know that it is really hard to see through this illusion. In fact, we have been told our whole life that this is the way the world works. And we have probably grown up believing that we are somehow broken, or somehow just not lucky, or somehow, you know, less than the people that we see on Instagram or in real life that have the things that we really want. But there's nothing wrong with you, my friend. You are not uniquely broken. You do not have bad luck. There is nothing preventing just you from getting what you want, and things do not always go wrong for you. These are just beliefs that you have chosen to hold on to. So my big question for you next would be, why are you choosing to believe in this? The very fact that you have sat down and wrote me a letter saying, I really want to manifest this, but I can't because, that just tells me right there that you haven't really gotten the message that I'm always talking about on here. And that is the fact that you are a conscious creator. You are consciously creating your world. The very fact that you sat down and wrote, I always have bad luck, manifesting never works for me, bad things always happen to me, I always get the opposite of what I want, whatever the case might be, means that you are still believing in that. You have just put it in a letter to me, so of course you're still believing in that. So my question to you is, why would you still want to believe in that? This just goes back to prove that we have not stepped away enough, and we haven't learned how to trust the process yet. We haven't learned how to trust the universe yet. So when I'm telling you that you are a conscious creator, what I'm really saying is that you have the power and the possibility to create anything that you want in your life. But it is your job as the conscious creator to hold space for that, and to believe hard about that, and to actually believe that you can have it, and to hold on to that belief before you see the evidence in the real world. So now do you see what the problem is with these letters? It's like people are asking for manifesting help, but they haven't done the belief work. They are still attached to this old poor me story, this old victim mentality. And it is really hard to see out of it. Like I lived a lot of my life in victim mode, and I can tell you, when I was in those states, it was really hard for me to see anything else. So if you're there, I understand. And if you're there, it can be even really maddening when somebody like me comes along and tells you that there's another way of looking at the world. Because it is so much easier to point the finger. It is so much easier to be like, oh, I'm just unlucky, or this just won't work for me for whatever reason. It is so much easier to do that than it is to accept responsibility for your life. It is so much easier to complain and blame and to stay in that mode. And if you've lived in that mode for your whole entire life, you are working against a lifetime of programming. It takes a lot of conscious effort to break the cycle, and it takes a lot of faith in yourself and in your dreams to believe in something before it becomes real. But I'm really asking you to do this. So the next time you feel like writing a letter to me or to another manifesting teacher on Instagram or on YouTube or wherever, I want you to look at your letter, and I want you to look at what you're really putting in there. I know that when people write to me, they think I'm going to reply and say something like, oh, well, you're right. Like, you know, everything does work out terribly for you and it's not your fault, and manifesting just won't work for you. You're really that special, but you're not that special in a negative way. And you can choose something else. The fact that you're writing this letter and that you're putting this belief in the letter, like I said, that's really an indication that you haven't really gotten it yet. You haven't really done your work as a conscious creator or a manifester. So I'm going to ask you to suspend your disbelief for a moment. I'm going to ask you to think about what life would be like if you didn't believe in those things. So this negative thought self-sabotage, it is really hard, like I said, for us to notice when we are in it. So maybe that's a good exercise for you to do, to write it all down in a letter as if you were going to mail it to me or to someone else. I'm trying to manifest, but I can't, because what is your brain filling the blank in with right there? And whatever that is, I want you to work on that. That is your negative thought self-sabotage. That is your hidden source of negativity. Again, everyone who writes these letters thinks that they're being positive and that they're doing the work, even though they clearly aren't. Everyone thinks that because they know what manifesting is, that they are manifesting, but you are not actually manifesting. You are not actually doing the work. You are just thinking about your belief and not doing the work. You are not putting in that extra effort. You are not trying to change your life from the inside out. It is not until you start to do that that you are actually in the process of manifesting, okay? So there's a very big difference, right? Between going to a restaurant, looking at the menu and saying, oh, look at all this cool stuff they have on the menu, and like that sounds good and that sounds good and that sounds good. Like you're just looking at a menu and you're thinking about what sounds good. But you haven't put the order in yet. You have not put in the order yet with the universe unless you start to believe in the things that back you up. So if you're writing a letter to me and saying, nothing ever works out for me, everything is going wrong, everything works out the opposite, I can't do this because this or that, or whatever the reasons are, you are basically looking at the menu and saying, oh, that would be really delicious, but I can't have it. Why would you want to hold on to that story? Why would you want to believe in that story? And I know, again, I know that you can't see this when you're in it, which is why I'm making this video today. But if you are telling yourself no, if you are telling yourself it's too hard, if you're telling yourself you are uniquely broken, if you're telling yourself manifesting just doesn't work for you, or other people are just more magical than you are, whatever it is, that is a story for you to rewrite. That is the way you are creating your own negative results. I'm not going to go out and say that you need to blame yourself for every horrible thing that's happened to you, but you are also closing the door on the things that you want to have happen to you, right? Like if you don't believe they're going to happen for you, they're not going to happen for you. They might happen for you once here or there, but it is so much easier to make things happen for you when you believe it. So from a magical perspective, that is aligning your energy with what you want. From a psychological life coaching perspective, that is just working on the beliefs until you start to take the minor micro actions that will create what you want. Either way, it's in here, you guys. It's not out there. And it is not about me writing a letter back to you telling you something. You need to dive in and do the work yourself, okay? I can't help you rewrite your story unless you hire me as a coach, and then we'll help do that together. But this stuff is all about you, right? Like, you could even hire a coach and not rewrite your story. The inner work is your game. You can't outsource it. You can't, assign it to your VA. You can't do anything like that. The belief is in you, and this stuff will pay off so big over time. But if you don't know how to do it, and you're not brave enough to take that step, and you're never going to practice, then you are never going to reap the results that I'm telling you are possible for you. My whole goal with this channel is to spread the message of being a conscious creator to the world, because I want people to wake up to their power, and I want you to wake up to your power, and I want you to stop believing in these sad stories that you tell yourself. Thought self-sabotage is so difficult for us to see, but it is one of the biggest blocks that we create ourselves that get in the way of us manifesting the exact life that we want. So it is my challenge to you, my friends, to think about that. Think about the question that I asked. I want to manifest blank, but I can't because. Think about what your brain wants to fill in there. Think about the stories that you tell yourself, and then challenge yourself to start writing a new story. What if you believed you could have everything that you wanted? What if you believed everything was always working out for you in the best way possible at all times? What if you really believed in your power as a conscious creator? What would your world look like? I'm challenging you all to go and find the answer to this question yourselves, and I cannot wait to see what kinds of beautiful things you are manifesting into your world. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy week to hang out here with me on this little channel. If you want to learn more about me, you can come on over to the site. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below. I have a free money manifestation game for you to play with me on email if you sign up for updates. It's super fun, and it'll really help you to shift your money mindset. So be sure to go ahead and sign up for that. Other than that, if you like this video, give it a like, and if you want to watch more, click the latest uploads right here, and I'll be back in the next one. So until then, have an amazing week, and as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.